something really incredible just happened in Cross River State, and this is the kind of news that gives us hope that peace is truly possible in Nigeria. On Friday, January 16, 2026, something historic took place at a location called Atimbo Rare Area in Akpabuyo local government area. 80 former militants, yes, you heard that right, 80 men who were once involved in criminal activities along the waterways of Cross River State voluntarily walked out of the creeks and handed over their weapons to the Nigerian Army and police. This was not a forced surrender, it was completely voluntary, and that is what makes this story so special. These men decided to choose peace over violence, and they did it under the Cross River State government's amnesty program. Now, let me paint the picture for you. These militants came from two major camps that have been operating in the Calabar Creeks and Bakassi-Oron waterways, areas that have experienced serious security challenges over the years. The first group was led by a man known as Thank God Ebikontai, but on the streets they call him Ayibanwaga. His group brought 39 fighters to surrender. The second camp was headed by John Isaac, popularly known as Akbokolo, and his group is called the Akbokolo Marine Forces, or Border Boys. They presented 41 fighters. Together, these 80 men laid down their arms and said, "Enough is enough." What really caught my attention was the sheer amount of weapons these men surrendered. We are talking about serious firepower here. 3 AK-47 rifles, 2 pump-action guns, 1 Mark IV rifle, 1 G3 rifle, 12 single-barrel guns, and 10 AK-47 magazines. They even handed over a C4 explosive charge, which is extremely dangerous. Beyond the guns, they surrendered 3 speedboats and 4 boat power engines, which they had been using to navigate the waterways during their operations. In total, they gave up 19 rounds of ammunition, 84 cartridges, assorted military kits, tools, locally made weapons, and other accessories. This shows you just how well armed these groups were and why their surrender is such a big deal for the security of Cross River State. The man overseeing this operation, Brigadier General P.O. Alimikhena, who is the commander of 13th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, described this moment as a major confidence-building milestone. He explained that this voluntary surrender proves that when the military works hand in hand with the state government and other security agencies using both force and dialogue, real progress can be made. He emphasized that this success was not just about military operations, but also about sustained engagement and constructive conversations with these young men to help them see that there is a better path forward. If you are finding the story as fascinating as I am, please take a moment to hit that like button right now. And if you are new here, do not forget to subscribe to the channel because we bring you the most important stories happening across Nigeria every single day. The Cross River State Police Command also played a major role in making this happen. According to the police public relations officer, Sunday A. Togba, the militants who had been terrorizing the waterways chose to embrace peace after sustained non-kinetic engagements. Now, what does non-kinetic mean? It means that instead of just using force, the police and military focused on dialogue, intelligence-led operations, and building trust with these communities. They worked closely with Operation Okwok and the Cross River State government to show these young men that the amnesty program was real and that they would be given a second chance at life. What is even more encouraging is what the former militants said after they surrendered. They openly renounced violence and expressed their readiness to be rehabilitated and reintegrated into society as law-abiding citizens. This is huge because it means they are genuinely ready to leave their past behind and build new futures for themselves. The authorities have assured that all the weapons and ammunition recovered are being handled according to proper procedures, and the individuals are now going through rehabilitation and reintegration processes that will help them transition back into normal life. This development is significant for several reasons. First, it shows that the Cross River State government's amnesty program is working. For years, many Nigerians have questioned whether amnesty programs actually achieve anything or if they just waste taxpayer money. But when you see 80 armed men voluntarily giving up sophisticated weapons and choosing peace, you realize that these programs, when properly implemented, can save lives and restore stability. Second, this surrender sends a strong message to other militants still operating in various parts of Nigeria. It tells them that there is a way out, that the government is willing to give them a second chance, and that they don't have to spend the rest of their lives in the creeks, living in fear and violence. It shows that rehabilitation is possible and that society is ready to welcome them back if they are sincere about change. What do you think about this development? Do you believe these former militants will truly change their ways, or are you skeptical about amnesty programs? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below because I would love to hear what you think about this story. And if you know anyone who needs to hear this good news, please share this video with them right now. This surrender represents hope, and hope is something we all need more of in Nigeria today. As we celebrate this victory, let us also remember that sustainable peace requires continuous effort from everyone: the government, security agencies, communities, and even ordinary citizens like you and me. We all have a role to play in building the Nigeria we want to see. So, keep supporting our security agencies with information, keep praying for peace, and keep believing that a better Nigeria is possible, because stories like this prove that change is indeed happening, one surrender at a time.